morning and welcome to the latest edition of WLTV's West Side and Television. I'm Yuliana Terrell.
And I'm Luis Vidal, and happy homecoming week. I hope everyone has been showing their light and spirit all week.
Tonight the football team will be returning to their home football field and competing against the Addison Trail Blazers. WLTV's Sam Chavez caught up with varsity players Dominic Fredrickson and Jalen Moore to learn more about the highly anticipated game.
Hi, I'm Sam Chavez, and I'm here with Dominic Fredrickson and Jalen Moore, number 32 and number 4 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts. So, Dom, when did you get assigned the role of team captain?
The week before our first game.
And do you feel more pressure now that you're a captain?
No, not at all. It's just a leadership role that I have to take on.
So, Jalen, you have a reputation of being extremely confident. How do you feel about this upcoming game?
I feel like we should get this W as long as our home base is behind us.
Okay. What kind of training did the team do to prepare for the homecoming game?
Our defense did some scouting on their offense. And then we've just been critiquing our mistakes and getting better.
Jalen, do you feel like the past games have helped you prepare for this game?
Anytime you lose a game, you always have something to improve on, and we just took these losses and try not to make the same mistakes twice.
So can you give us a little bit information on the homecoming game?
The game is here at 7:30, and make sure you wear all gold. It's a Gold Rush theme, and Gold Eagles.
Thanks. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Sam. 2 new additions were inducted into Leiden's Wall of Fame today for their outstanding achievements after graduating from Leiden. WLTV's Samantha Gayton filed this report on these talented Leiden alumni.
Hi, this is Samantha Gayton, and I'm here with Cesare Podkul, a Leiden graduate who's accepting the Alumni Wall of Fame Award. Mr. Podkul, explain your career for us.
I'm an investigative reporter at ProPublica, which is a nonprofit investigative newsroom. What that means is we are not a traditional media outlet that sells newspapers, for example, to earn revenues and then fund journalism that way. What we do is we take donations from the public, from foundations, from anyone who is interested in public interest journalism, and we use that to fund the newsroom and to gather stories about topics of public interest. So we cover healthcare, education, finance, the military, anything and everything where there is a public interest in terms of how tax dollars are spent or corruption, public government accountability, just basically holding government accountable and making sure that they work for us, the citizens, and the taxpayers.
Okay. Did you take any classes in Leiden that influenced you to pursue a career in journalism?
I did, but I just didn't know it at the time, if that makes sense. A few classes that really influenced me was I took a summer philosophy class, which was sort of a passion course. I'm not sure if you guys still have those anymore, but it was back in the day you could take a class that wasn't offered during the regular school year, and I took a class in philosophy with Mr. Strauss, an English teacher who just retired. And that class taught me how to write. It taught me how to think, and I really enjoyed that whole summer, and I decided to actually pursue a philosophy major in college. And that's one of the 2 things I learned to do in college was philosophy, and I was also a business major, and putting those 2 things together, I wanted to be a financial writer. So the philosophy class, and also I took English classes with Mr. Narder and Dr. Masters, which very much influenced me as well. They taught me a little bit about myself, that I loved reading, I loved writing, I loved thinking about literature, and that whole process, putting it all together, kind of put me where I am today.
What piece of advice would you give a Leiden student who is trying to decide what they want to do after graduation?
I'll mention it in my speech on Friday, so this is a little bit of a preview, but it's to follow your passion. And I know it kind of sounds cliche, and you've probably heard this a bunch of times, but I didn't take this advice to heart at first because I thought, well, I really like writing, but how am I going to get money to write? Who's going to pay me to write? And I just didn't believe that I could actually turn that passion into a job. And so initially I went into finance, and I wasn't too happy working at a large investment bank. The hours were grueling, and it wasn't really my thing. And that's when I decided, why don't I just quit that, and why don't I actually follow my passion? And the hours when I first started, because it was right around the financial crisis and the world was melting down in 2008. I worked very long hours as well, but I realized, hey, I actually love this work. I love the reporting. I love the writing. This is what I want to do. And so I'm really glad I did follow my passion eventually. And that's the number one thing I think, young people should do is just find what they're passionate about and pursue that with all their strength.
Well, congratulations on receiving the award, and thanks for your time, and back to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Samantha. Are you ready to go under the sea and take your first steps into Leiden's production of Disney's The Little Mermaid?
WLTV plunged right into Ariel's grotto to get us more details about this upcoming musical.
Hi, I'm Leslie Menares, and I'm here with Faith Bass, who plays Ariel in The Little Mermaid. So, Faith, many kids know the plotline of The Little Mermaid, but can you tell us how it's different in the musical?
In the musical, it's different because there's added songs that aren't in the movie.
Awesome. And when will the first performance take place and at what time?
The first performance is September 29th at 7 at the East Campus, and the rest of the performances are September 30th at 7 and October 1st at 3 o'clock.
Okay, and is there an entrance fee?
The entrance fee is $3 for students and $5 for adults, and you can still get in for free if you have the t-shirt.
Okay, and who else is involved in this musical?
Prince Eric is played by Alan Ramirez, Flounder is played by Emerson Becker, and Ursula is played by Michelle Ortiz.
Right. Well, we'll see you underwater on September 29th. Back to the studio.
Make room for the homecoming king and queen. The homecoming king and queen were crowned last night at the homecoming pep assembly.
WLTV's Michael Vasquez had the opportunity to talk to this year's king and queen right after being crowned.
Thanks, guys. I'm Michael Vasquez, and I'm here with the homecoming queen, Noelle Lawther and Tio Vargas. How do you guys feel about being nominated king and queen?
I feel so happy. This is honestly the best.
It's awesome to be on court. How does it feel representing West Leiden's homecoming queen and king?
It's an honor. It's really an honor to be representing.
I just want to say congratulations to my man Downtown Tio right here.
Thank you.
As Tio said, it's a great honor to be honoring a school that we both love so much. Well, you guys heard it from them. Back to the studio, guys.
Thanks, Michael. Have a fun and safe homecoming weekend and show your hashtag Leiden Pride at tonight's game. Good luck to the football team.
Also, good luck to all the Eagles competing this weekend. And that's all the time we have for today.
And don't forget,
Just keep